Broken cisterns are man-made wells. And the Bible calls anything that we find our value, our worth, our identity in a broken cistern that's outside of God, the fountain of living water. And in Jeremiah 2:13, he says, so we've committed two evils. For my people have committed two evils. One, they've forsaken the fountain of living water. And number two, they've created broken cisterns that cannot hold water. So for themselves, they've created broken cisterns that cannot hold water. And one of those things, or a lot of those things for men and for women, is this trying to find it externally. And it's because we've been conditioned to do that. But when we are in school, the teacher determines our grade. When we're in sports, we are learning that when we win the game, and the validation from the people cheering and saying go, da, 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 you're getting it from the crowd, you're getting energy from the crowd. We're taught to externally receive validation, and that in and of itself, I don't think it's bad, but it's an up and down. So when people are good with you, you're good. When people are bad with you, you're bad. When your circumstances are up, you're up. When your circumstances are down, you're down. And what spiritual maturity is trying to teach me is how to be consistent regardless. That God never changes. Like putting my worth and my value and my validation in him is what keeps me sustained, so that when I'm in other places and I'm having these feelings and I'm experiencing these things, I don't go to a source that goes up and down. I go to a source, or I retreat to a source that is always the same and has always felt the same about me. I've never had to be good enough for God. I've always just been good enough. I never had to be pretty enough for God. I've always been pretty enough. I've never had to do all these different things to make him happy with me. He was always happy with me, always loved me. He never abandoned me, never forsaken me. But in this journey, God has broken me, or has continued to break things from me. And I have to trust that it's for a greater good. I have to trust, and I know it is for a greater good. I mean, I know it is. It's not like I know it is. But can I tell you it's hard? It's hard. Because a lot of, like I've shared with somebody else, like, okay, God called me out of this. They're like, well, why? I don't know. I mean, I think there's a deeper message here, I guess. I've just got to trust. Well, that's not like a bad thing. Well, to God it is. I don't think it's a bad thing. I just know that God in this season is calling me to do something new. And slowly but surely, because he's so wise and he's so smart, he breaks me off of things like slowly. Okay, let that go. Good job. Now that. Okay, cool. Now that. I can do that. Okay, now that. He like slowly is bringing me to a place where I'm my validation, my worth just comes from him. And I think that today's society, and I mean, especially, like with women, we can see how putting our validation in the hands of other people is irresponsible. Putting our validation in our parents' hands. Not that that's a bad thing. It's not inherently bad. But when we are trying so hard to please our parents and making our parents okay with us, we can forsake God and what God is calling us to do, because it's going to make your parents look at you sideways, or your family look at you sideways. Or you can't. What I'm learning in this journey is that God has broken me from a lot of these things and these relationships, and has let me see, like, okay, that may not be the person you share this with. And he's given me destiny helpers that are more aware of certain things and that I can really share because they speak the language of faith. But it's been hard, family. Like, and it's not like when I had this reaction to the post and to this other thing that he's called me to walk away from, it was more like, okay, God, but why? But why? I don't understand why. And in my private time, and as I'm sitting with him, the sensing I got was my ways are higher than yours. My thoughts are higher than yours. And anything you're giving up for me, you know I have better. That whatever I'm calling you out of, you know that I've got better for you. And maybe I'm not calling you out forever, but I'm calling you out right now to get you mentally in a space where you don't need their validation. You don't need them to be okay with you. You don't need them to understand what I'm asking you to do. That when we get ourselves into this place of seeking these things from other people, we are now limited because we're like, well, God's calling me to do that, but this is going to make everybody think I'm crazy. Well, God is calling me to believe for this, but that doesn't really make sense in my day-to-day life. Well, God is calling me to do this, but my mom and my dad are going to look at me sideways, or my family, my friends are going to look at me sideways, or whoever I'm working for is going to look at me sideways. Like I don't want to. I don't want to do what I feel like God is prompting me to do because I'm afraid of the opinions of people. And that is what this process for me has been, is that I've been conditioned, family, just like you, in an area really with my appearance has been a battle from the beginning. It's been a battle. It's been a battle. And it's hard because ever since I was young, there's no fault to my family. That's where my value has come from. And I think God is going to use it. He's going to use all of it. He's going to use everything he's created in me and through me for something special to bring glory to him. But my purpose is not to bring glory to me. It's to bring glory to him. And I can see how we get lost. Because it does feel good when people see you in certain lights. And it does feel good when you get the claps and the pat on the back and the, oh my God, you're so beautiful. My goodness. Like, wow. Those things feel good. They're temporary though. They quickly fade away. Like within the hour. You might have got a compliment at Walmart like 20 minutes ago, and you're already feeling like, dang, like, am I pretty? Like, or you just won the game an hour ago, and now you focus on the next game, or you just got the bonus at your job, but now you focus on the next bonus, or you just got off the flight from your vacation, and now you look into where you're going to your next vacation. Actually, you might be on the way to the vacation, trying to plan the next vacation because you already know the vacation isn't enough. It's never enough. It never will be enough. And that's what God keeps dealing with me in this season. And what I really want you to understand is that some of us, yes, I'm going through breaking. I'm breaking conditioning. I've been raised a certain way, to be valued a certain way, to value myself a certain way. In order for that to happen, I've had to surrender the keys that I would normally use to open certain doors within my spirit. God is like, surrender those keys. They don't work in the next season because where I'm taking you, you can't be moved by this. You can't be moved by them liking you, or them being okay with you, or that like, or that comment, or that going viral, that not going viral. No, I need you to be so committed to the purpose that it don't matter what nobody says. Doesn't matter what anybody likes it. It can be 2 people that like it. Doesn't matter. I want to see if you're gonna be faithful with 5, the same way you'll be faithful with 5,000. I'm testing you to see if you are able to be faithful to what I'm calling you to do, no matter what anybody thinks about it. Are you going to be faithful? Are you going to be consistent? Are you going to keep showing up? Even when your family think you crazy. Even when everybody around you is like, I don't know what you're doing. When you feel like, okay, this don't even make sense. I don't know what's going on. Are you still going to be faithful? Because in order to walk this walk, family, we have to sometimes forsake the people that even raised us. Sometimes in the Bible, it says in the New Testament where Jesus, one man is talking to him, and he's like, listen, you have to, in comparison to me, you've got to be willing to put everything down and walk wherever I'm going. Take up your cross and walk with me. And that means leaving family, leaving friends, leaving people that don't understand. That is part of it. And that's why our wilderness season, we are isolated. Because God's like, listen, when everybody else is gone, guess who's here? Always have been, always will be. I'm not abandoning you. I've never leave you, nor have I ever forsaken you. And part of my anxiety in this season, family, if I'm being very honest with you, is that I put how people have done me. I've been so disappointed, betrayed at times. I put that on the character of God. God's never done that to me. People have. So my inability to move when he tells me to move, or my hesitancy, and every time like he's taking something from me that I feel like is adding to me in some way, that rebellion, that, but why? It's like, don't you trust me? Because your hesitancy to do what I've called you to do, or to stop that, or to walk away from this, shows me, or is an indication to me, that you don't really trust me the way you say you do. Because anything y'all, and let me tell you, yesterday, all I could think about was this thing that he was calling me to do. All I could think about. And it was like, do you trust me? Do you trust me? Sam, do you trust me? I'm like, I do. I do, but why, God? You're not showing me the course. I don't know why I'm giving this up. And y'all, this is part of the faith walk, is like, you don't know. You have no idea why, like, even if he told you, you still wouldn't know. And a lot of times, y'all, I've learned a month later why things were the way they were, or 2 months later, or 3 months later, or I start to see things happening months down the line. I'm like, oh, so you had to get me. Okay. I get it now. You don't know in the moment, but you have to trust that, y'all, I'm telling you this from experience. I'm learning, when God calls me to do something, I'm going to do it, whether I understand it or not. Why? Because I have seen the faithfulness of my God. I know he knows the ending from the beginning. And if he's calling me out of something, yes, there's going to be thoughts that are like, is this real? Is this true? Does this really is God really going to show up? Is this really God? Like, all these thoughts, all these things, all these, I don't even know what you want to call them. All these doubts start coming up in your spirit that make you want to be resistant to whatever God is calling you to do and what God is calling you to focus on. They're going to come up. As soon as God calls you, they're going to come up. And what I've had to do to combat that was to see God's faithfulness in the Bible, and to also remind myself of his faithfulness in my life. That there are things every single day that it's only the faithfulness of God that I'm here, that I'm able to do this, that I'm in front of this camera, that this is reaching somebody. That's God's faithfulness. The fact that he's decided to use Miss Girl from New Jersey to do what I'm doing today. A girl that was lost. A girl that had no idea her identity and found my identity in things that just don't matter. I have had to remind myself the faithfulness of God. And that sometimes when things just aren't working, God is like, I'm not going to let that work because that's not your purpose. I'm not going to let that work because that's not where you're supposed to do this. I'm not going to let that work because you're not doing it the way I want you to do it. I'm not going to let that work because it's not the time. And when the time comes, I need you to be in this position because it's bigger than just this. It's bigger than just, you're looking at it like, I just want this. Okay, yes, but that's for you. What's for me? Yes, you want that. You want that amount in your account. You want that whatever accolade you're going to. That's good. Okay, how does that benefit me? And God is thinking bigger than what we think. We're like, I just want the promotion at the job. Okay, but how do I get the glory from all this?